Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a farm vlog. It's been such a while since we've had a farm vlog. Let me just explain to you why it's been such a while, alright? You see we got some machines here, right? Obviously you were here when I got the tiller. You were not here when I got the sowing machine and the fertilizer spreader. Reason for that is because I had recorded some vlogs. One of those vlogs was of us planting. We got our 2 fields planted with wheat. What ended up happening after that was I put all that footage onto my computer, right? Next day, I got up, I went to go help somebody because I had a job lined up the night before. And then I got a few more jobs lined up, recorded more vlogs, put them onto my computer, and then I continued recording until I realized I had crap tons of footage and I was way too busy with work and the farm and everything like that to be able to edit them. And most of the footage kind of just ended up going to crap because I was so rushed for time, the videos were rushed. And honestly, the last good vlog I had was of us planting. So if you just want like a clip, here's a clip of us planting. We had one minor issue with the sewing machine, and it was the hydraulic cables. The hydraulic cables do not work. So I ended up having to build a whole entire system to this thing. The system isn't on there right now, but basically what the system does is it allows me to raise and lower the little seating parts here up and out of the ground for obviously when I'm transporting. Obviously when you're transporting you want them up, but when you're in the field you want them down. And the Z-Tor, well, since the hydraulic cables and stuff like that didn't work, I had to find a workaround. So that was my workaround. We bought this from a guy who lives just down the road. I think in the last vlog I did, the one I uploaded, I talked about how we were going to go see a guy. He basically gave me this machine. At first, I wanted to buy this really tiny sewing machine. It was probably the size of one of these seed boxes here. And I came back the next morning, it was gone. So then the guy said, all right, we'll allow you to try this machine right here. And I said, all right. And then I had asked the guy the next morning, because he said he wanted me to demo it. And he said, well, if you want it, come back the next morning. We'll figure out, payment and stuff like that. So we figured out payment, and it costed about, what was it, $1,500, $1,500? And it was mine. Now, I still have a lot of seeds left, and the reason for that is because what I did is the only field I actually planted was that field that's just over there on the other side of this white little shed over here. And I did get my other seed fielded as well. My other field seeded as well. However, I wasn't the one who did it. Ryan, who lives just at that house over there, his father's name's Jackson. We met him on the first episode. He was nice enough to go down to the field and seed it for me, which is really, really awesome. As you can see, he's got a combine just over there. And the reason for that is because later today, he's going to be harvesting this field. That's where that comes into play. But we'll get to the little trailer over there later. This thing right here, we bought off of a site called Farmazon. If you see that combine that's just over there, it's a Russian Rostomish combine. And I asked Jackson, I said, well, where'd you get it? Because if you look at all the lettering that's on that tractor, it's all in Russian. And I think it's Russian, I don't know. But I asked him, I said, where'd you get it? And he said, Farmazon. And Farmazon has pretty much anything farm-related. You can buy livestock on there, tractors. If it's farming, you name it. Seeds even, too, for really, really good price. So I ended up buying this fertilizer spreader. And it's empty right now because I used pretty much everything I had. But I used this to fertilize the big field. All right, let's just close this right here. Now we got this trailer just over here. It's purple. It's got Russian lettering on it. So it came from, it didn't actually come from Farmazon, believe it or not. It came from the guy who lives just down there who gave me the sewing machine. This is what we're going to use today to help Jackson harvest his field here. Now, the question remains, who is harvesting our fields? Because we don't have any combines, and we're definitely not going to be able to buy one for the money we have right now. So you can see we only have 5,236 bucks. So who is exactly going to be harvesting our fields? So I looked on Farmazon, and I found this very, very old pull-type harvester, and it's on sale for 4,120 bucks. And it's at a farm about maybe 3-4 hours away from us. And I was looking at it, and I was really, really debating buying it. We need something to harvest our crops. If our crops get harvested, we'll be good, because we'll be earning quite a bit of money from our crops. And we're also doing some work and stuff like that. But after living here and having to pay rent and all that stuff, we only have 5,236 bucks in the bank. But if our harvest goes well, then we'll be rich. Now, after doing some thought, I thought about getting the pull-type harvester. It would have been worth it. We need to harvest our crops one way or another. Either way, we're going to earn money regardless of what happens, all right? I'm confident of it, that we're going to at least earn $30,000, I think, in total. And that'll at least help us to maybe get some other equipment and stuff like that. But after putting a thought to it, I had came in contact with somebody who works for a company who does contracts. They go out and they'll plant, they'll bale, they'll mow sometimes, they'll chop up silage, and they'll harvest. And they work for about $2,000. They can harvest both our big field and the small one for just $2,000, which I thought, that sounds like a really good deal. And, you know, while it isn't our equipment, they're using a big combine that's modern, more efficient, and I'm going to go with that route. So they will be here tomorrow, and we'll be doing carting for them. They could have done carting for us, but then that would have just added extra money, and besides, we have a trailer, so might as well we just do the carting. Now, as for right now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to wait for Jackson to wake up and stuff like that. He's going to come out later today and start harvesting. I think the crops are still a little bit wet from morning dew. We've been getting a lot of rain, so that's been really, really good. But yeah, actually, you know what? I might take a walk over here. He doesn't mind me doing this. I've been walking here tons and tons of times. He said if I wanted to show his combine off, I could. He's got some equipment parked here, and you might think, well, he has just as much equipment as you do, if not less. Here's the thing. He owns a bigger farm somewhere else, all right? It's just that way somewhere. I think maybe you go about 20 minutes that way. He owns a bigger farm. He's got another tractor. He's got some hay equipment on there. He's got, I think, a semi, too, even. So he just lives right here, and he owns this field, so he just parks some of his stuff here occasionally. And then he's got the big farm. But he owns this big combine, and I saw him bring it the other day, and it's actually pretty cool if we climb up in here. I know he won't mind. It's a pretty nice machine. It's got what is it? It's got cooling in here, an air conditioner, and even has a radio, I think, in it too, and a bunch of really, really modern controls. The Rostelmish combine that I drove back home on Dad's farm, it was much older. It was like there were levers everywhere. There really weren't buttons. It was just levers, and it smoked a lot, and it wasn't this clean. But yes, quite a fancy machine he's got here. Let's run home. We're just going to relax right now. I don't really have any other work today. But what I've been doing while not recording, and obviously I don't think I'm going to really show you all the other footage that I recorded just because there's no really reason to. It's now fall, and all that footage was pretty much from summer. And, we could upload it all right now, but that would take days and years and everything like that. And I just decided, you know what, let's not bother with that footage. We'll just go straight to the harvesting. I don't really have much work right now, so I mean, it's good to restart now. Alrighty, so it is just after lunch now, and I heard some noises out here. It appears that, is it Jackson? I think that is Jackson. It might be his son, but I don't know if he allows his son to drive the combine just yet. Anyways, it looks like he has started harvest officially, so that means we're going to have to be ready to unload him when he needs us. And I think he'll turn on his beacon, he said, whenever he is getting full. So we'll just wait around and cart away. He wants us to sell at a plant just that way abouts. Alright, so I've just been watching him here. He's at the other end of the field. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the Z-Tor here. And we're going to just wait here and be ready for him. I don't know if maybe he wants to stop and I can maybe unload him. I don't really know what the capacity of this combine is, so we'll just have to see. Maybe I should wait for him on the other side. You know what, that's what I'm going to do. Let's drive around. If you notice just over here, there's some rye growing. There was a massive tractor that came by. It was a big John Deere tractor a couple months ago. Came by and put in rye right here. So pretty awesome the way that massive tractor worked. There is something else I need to talk about, which I realize I haven't even discussed yet. It's something really, really exciting. My girlfriend, she's here in Hazard County. That's not what I needed to talk about. There's something else we're talking about. And you might look at my money and say, you're stupid. Why would you ever do something like this? Well, it's because it could possibly help us earn money, and it might be better in the long run. Alright, so I just got a text from Jackson. It appears that he is full. And he told me just drive on the crops. It's fine. He just wants me to drive along the edge and unload him. Alrighty, so he's heading off now. And we've got a trailer full of grain. So let's just, you know what? Let's just park over here, I guess. When he needs to get unloaded again, we will unload him, and then we're going to have to go and empty the trailer, because we're actually pretty full already. So this is going to be a good crop for Jackson here. Meanwhile, while he's going around the field again, I guess this is my time to discuss exactly what I wanted to talk about. Basically, what's happening is my girlfriend and I, we're moving away from here. We're moving away. And the reason for that is because farms here are super duper expensive. Buying a farm here is about, it could cost up to $300,000 for us to just buy a farm here. So this is what we've decided to do. We have decided we're going to move to a place that has a lot of land for extremely cheap. I mean, you could literally buy a land parcel for like $20,000. It's really, really cheap. Basically, if you want to know the size of a land parcel in this new location, basically imagine this field right here, maybe 30 of them all together for about $20,000. Around here, this field right here goes on sale for about maybe $70,000. Just this field alone would go for sale about $70,000 right here in Hazard County. But we're not selling the house. There's a reason for that. We'll get to that all later. And you're going to look here and be like, you only have $5,000? What are you doing? This place has only a handful of people. Most of them are homesteaders. Alrighty, so I think he might need unloaded again. I'm going to wait for him to turn, and then I will get to unloading him. Because he's got the little beacon flashing there, so that means he does need unloaded. So we'll just follow him. We'll do like a rolling unload kind of thing. I don't know where his son is. I think his son is actually out bailing somewhere, so that's why we're doing this job today. Let me get straight here. So that would obviously be a good idea. There we go. Just drive along like this. We're gonna need to unload our trailer, but alrighty, nobody coming, time to go. There's these little birds here. Look at these birds. They're just sitting in the middle of the road. This area we're moving to used to be a logging camp. There are trees nearby, but there aren't any fields. We have to make the fields ourselves, but we do have a rototiller, so we could do that. Now, the other question remains, how are we going to transport our bigger equipment, right? We have a sewing machine and this trailer behind us. The answer is we're selling those two pieces of machinery. The reason is just because we can't transport them. We could transport them, but it would be a little expensive, all right? All right, this is the location right here. But yeah, we're not selling the house though, all right? Our house that we have right here, the guy who previously owned it had a tiny farm, basically like what we're doing. He ended up selling the house with the farmland, which made the farmland really, 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 really cheap. That's how we own the farmland right now, is because the farmland was sold with the house, which made it really, really cheap. I don't really know why or how it really works out, but my plan is that we're going to be selling the farmland separately, but keeping the house. That means we're going to be selling the fields for a good amount of money. Because I don't really know how it all works, but basically, I guess the way it works is that you sell the field with the farm or with the house, it goes for cheaper, but if you sell the field by itself, it it's extremely expensive and sells for really, really well. Ah, here we go. This is where we're supposed to sell the grain at. We go on here, and I guess we got to go inside the office. Yeah, we're going to go inside this office here. This is a little office building here, so we're going to unload the grain here, and then we're going to go into an office. And I think the way they're going to do it, at least the way that Jackson explained it, is they're going to give me a ticket. That ticket is basically like a check, and then I have to give it to him. He's got to go to the bank, and I guess that's how he gets paid. I'm not really too sure. All right, there we go. Grain's being unloaded here, and we're going to get the ticket. So I talked to them, and they said, yes, just unload the grain, and then they'll give me the ticket. So let's just wait for this to unload. Alrighty, I got a ticket. Good. Now we got to go get this to Jackson, and then I think he's probably ready to unload again. So let's return to the farm, or, well, his house, I guess. I don't really know if you could call his house a farm or our house a farm, but now, as for my girlfriend, she doesn't really like being on camera, so you're not going to see her very much. She's going to college, I think, starting next month. She'll be in college doing some stuff there. We're hoping that we can move to the farm at least in December. This farm that we're buying out there, it's really, really run down. It's really cheap. The field that is there, they say, is really not good anymore. You can't even tell there's a field there now. But the house is really, really cheap. It's an old fixer-upper. There's no electricity, but there's a generator on the outside. That's what they told me. So I'm taking a trip down there in a few weeks' time to basically just look at the house, see what needs fixed up. That's why it's so cheap, because it's really a piece of crap land. I mean, it was an old logging camp. It's been run down. It's been shut down for years. So yeah, that's how that's gonna roll out. We got to go down here. We're going to unload Jackson, and maybe what I'll do is I'll show you a few pictures of the farm. It's really not a farm, but the chances of us starting a farm here are way smaller than us starting a farm at this new location. So my girlfriend and I, we're pretty excited. He's ready to be unloaded, and he's not even in his combine yet. Let's just unload him here. All right, so he's heading off, and I just wanted to kind of reiterate something. I said that the land parcels at this new location are about 20,000. Basically, this farm that we're buying, it's run down, it's got buildings on it. Because of that, the farm costs $45,000 to purchase. And you might say, well, how are you going to pay for it? You only have $5,238. What if you don't make that with harvest? I'm going to make that money, either with or without harvest. And that's because we're selling our fields, really. If we sell our fields, we'll have $57,000 in the bank, all right? Which means that we're going to have about $12,000-ish left over. That should be enough for us to at least satisfy ourselves for a little while. And then we'll obviously have whatever we make over from harvest. The one thing that might stress us out a little bit is this house, because we have no intentions of selling this house. The reason we have no intentions is because of the fact that, well, when it becomes winter, what if we want to return here for a little while? What if it doesn't work out? I don't know. This is all kind of stressful thinking about it. Obviously, if I was younger, it would have been my dad making all these decisions, because he would have been the one saying, oh, we're moving. But, well, now it's kind of me making these decisions of how we're going to do our farm. So we'll see. I'm going to unload Jackson here. I think he needs unloaded again, so before we head off, because I know we're going to have to unload again. I guess he's just not ready to unload yet, which is fine. Oh, we got to unload him. He needs unloaded. He stopped here, so let's pull up here. I'm leaving to unload the grain. We have a full trailer of grain just here, so I'm heading off. All right, we're here. All right, we're unloaded. We got the ticket, and we are out of here. We can't take all of our machinery with us. All right? My hope is I can at least bring the rototiller. If we can at least bring the rototiller, we'll be okay. Because I know that this place really doesn't have much. There's no fields already in it, you know what I mean? It's not a farming area. It was a logging area. Most of the land is pretty barren. with weeds and tall grass, basically. It's basically a massive meadow and plain with just a couple trees around it. So if I can at least take the rototiller with us, we'll win half the battle. Maybe what I can do is I can start off by making small fields. If I really need to, I could buy one of those fertilizer spreaders or salt spreaders. You can buy these at basically any store, Walmart even. And basically you push it and it can spread seeds around. So I mean, if I really needed to, I could probably buy one of those. Fields will have to be smaller and the crop might not be very efficient, but it might be a good way to start off. Or we could potentially find another sowing machine. I'm really not too sure. I'm gonna have to look on Farmazon, but I won't bother with that until we have the house down. Gosh, it's, it's stressful but exciting at the same time. Alrighty, and again, Jackson is ready to be unloaded, but he is not in the combine again. So let me see here. If I hit, I think it's that button just right there. I think the auger should be coming out. Very good. Is that gonna reach? Yes, very good. Alrighty, we'll just get out of here. And Jackson, I think I see him walking down. Yes, I see him just there on the porch. He'll be walking this way soon, and he'll continue off. I wonder how much he's earning for this. That'd be a good idea to ask him. I don't really know. I know he's got a bunch of other fields because he owns that bigger farm I talked about. It'll be interesting. I don't know. At least he's making a living. But we are too again. And I don't even know. I was looking at these tickets, and the amount he's earning for each load of grain I drop off really isn't too great. He's earning $5,300 for per trailer load. Maybe it's just the size of trailer. I don't really know. But it's not as great as I would have hoped. Or at least, I don't know. I mean, if it was me, it's not as great as I would have hoped if I was in his shoes. Alright, he's heading off. And I heard that his son is coming over. I guess his son is bringing a rake or a windrower or something like that. They're going to row this all up and then they're going to bale it. So I don't really know if they're round baling it or square baling it, but looking at the way that this field is shaped and how it's a downward slope, I know that if it was my father who was baling this, because he owns that big hay farm in Mills County, he would have said this is good for square baling instead of round baling, just because you round bale it, 9 chances out of 10 the bales are going to roll down the hill. And, well, who knows what's on the other side of those trees there. You could roll into somebody's yard. But then again, I know my dad would have never lived at a place like this. He would have talked against living a place like this. Alright, just sitting here twiddling my thumbs as he's going around with the combine here. Maybe one day I can own a combine, I don't really know. Alrighty, so he is on the last row here. We're going to drive down here and unload him, because I know he's going to need unloaded here. And then we'll go back to the mill and we'll have our last load, and that will be it for today. He's almost here. Man, the efficiency that Jackson works with this combine, it's a really nice combine, really. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty, so it's almost done unloading here. Alright, so we're full, and Jackson told me that if I couldn't fit any more grain on my trailer, he just wanted me to leave whatever was left in the combine and he would take care of it. So we gotta head down to the mill and give him his 3 tickets, and that'll be it for today. Let's head down there. I'm actually kind of tired too. Ooh, there's a train. Alright, so we're back home, and we're just going to park this right here. We're going to run over here real fast and give these tickets to Jackson, because I haven't yet given them to him. And, well, that's how he earns his money. So, he told me just to leave them under the door here, but just slide them under there. There we go. Nice combine, that is. Really nice tires, too. Awesome. Yeah, really cool. Nice little auger here, really nice and big. He got this field done pretty quickly. I was surprised. Let's go inside. I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep. Actually, I know it's almost 4 o'clock. Whatever. I'm just gonna sleep. It's fine. Who cares? I will see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.